Well, I'm gonna say Gallup gonna have a touchdown.
Boy, buy your bottle. Hey, if you get a goddamn touchdown, I'm gonna get your bottle, bro.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Hey, it might be Cooper Rush gonna throw it to in the
no,
fourth
you get a
quarter when
touchdown.
you
You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You go buy him and me a bottle.
You're right. I'm gonna get y'all a gallon, a gallon per gallon. Welcome to another session with them Dennis boys on another Whiskey Wednesday. You got your boy B,
Debo,
EJ,
Joe,
the Cowboy Politician here. Here we go.
for sure. I'm gonna start out by giving some love to our wonderful fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma. It's 110 years on the Founders Day this year, and it's a beautiful thing to be a part of this organization, man. It's all about brotherhood, scholarship, and service. So I want to shout out to y'all, man. Blue Phi.
Blue Five.
Go Mob.
All right, we're gonna start out by talking about this matchup this week against the Packers, man. We're gonna start out with the matchup against Dak against Jordan Love. See how y'all boys feel about that. Who want to give their spiel about that matchup?
I'll go first. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Jordan Love, he's playing very well. Of course, Dak is doing his thing. You know, I feel like he should be in the MVP race still, according to numbers. Although we might have dropped the ball on certain games. I haven't checked out the Packers per se offensively. But I think no hands down. I don't think they really seen no defense like ours. So I feel like we'll probably make them struggle a little bit. You know what I mean?
True.
You know what I'm saying? So we'll ugly it up on them defensively. So I think we'll be straight.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll jump in here. I think this will be an interesting game. There's some background, there's some payback here. There's some levels to this game that are beyond what it is. I got a lot more confidence this game is at home. Definitely don't want to be on the road. I think the fans are going to come through. I'm hearing it's going to be a packed house. Lots of folks that I know that live in the Texas area are all going to the game. And I think the crowd is that third factor we have. I think our defense is going to continue to play well. I think we line up really good with their defense, at least on the line. They haven't experienced that pass rush. And then I think for us, I don't know how they're going to stop us at all. I mean, it'll be us stopping ourselves. So we can stay out of penalty trouble. I think this will be a pretty decisive win. And I think they're going to come serious. You know, I'm liking the words and the language I'm hearing, the body language, the words I'm hearing that they saying today in the last couple of days. They know there's a bigger goal in this game, but they're not looking past this game either.
I'm in terms of Jordy Love, I'm giving the man his props. I mean, he's been burning things up lately, looking very good. Definitely looking like the heir apparent to Sir Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing all the right things. The leadership role is there. He's looking really good. The team is looking to him, and he's giving us promise. I don't even think the Packers could foresee the success he's having right now. My bigger concern, I mean, he's going to get his. I would say maybe 2-3 touchdowns at the most. I give him that based on what I know about how I've seen him play. My biggest concern is the fact that Aaron Jones is back and running well, and he's a problem. You know, you put Aaron Jones against our sometimes there and sometimes not run defense, and you don't know what you're going to get there. So he's a bigger concern for me because he looked like he's running with a new purpose, and he's very motivated again.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, so it's a few things. Like I said, Jordan Love is playing really good. I can't take that from him, especially from where he was in the beginning of the season where they didn't know if he was going to make it or not. But 18 touchdowns and 1 interception, you can't dispute that. You know, at a time when you need it,
legit. That's
yeah,
legit.
at the end of the season. So that speaks volumes. Another thing too is their receivers, they're underrated, but they actually got some pretty good ones. I will say that.
For
Meeks,
sure.
and Melton and Watson had
Dobbs,
yeah, and
Reed,
Watson is still
Watson, when he catch it.
out when he
Yeah.
You're gonna be open.
yeah. And you know, with Aaron Jones, like EJ said, you know, he's been a thorn on our side for a while now, you know, averaging like $125, $130 or something, just total scrimmage yards against us. So I mean, having Hankins back, I think that'll hopefully, you know, utilize that and help that out some also. But another thing too, that offensive line gives up a lot of sacks. So we've got to be able to get to him and get him off his spot, you know. And I've seen a few off kilter throws that look a little Aaron Rodgers a little bit too. So but you know, I think that we should be able to handle that, and especially with Gilmore hopefully being back, cross your fingers and whatnot. So I still think we should handle him, but I do think it's going to be a little bit tougher than I think some people are giving Packers credit for.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I didn't answer the question fully the first time, but let me just jump in and answer the question here. Jordan Love is going to come down to Dan Quinn. That's how I see it. It's going to come down to Dan Quinn. If we can scheme him, he's young. I don't care what you say in this NFL. If you can use that experience that we have, we'll confuse them, and I think we'll be good. We got the talent, everybody being healthy. So it's going to come down to Dan Quinn. For Dak, it's going to come down to penalties and getting behind. If we can avoid the penalties, if we can we can be on schedule, I just think Dak's going to outplay him. And the real talk, that's the expectation, right? I mean, you know, this is what Aaron Rodgers did to you, Dak, when you first got in the league. This is your time to take that back to Green Bay and submit yourself and say, no, it's the veteran. This is a veteran quarterback league, and typically that's the case. So I do think it's going to come down to Dak the veteran versus Dan Quinn against Jordan Love in terms of scheming them. Now, Green Bay's coach is phenomenal. He throws a lot of stuff to get his guys open. But I really do think Dan Quinn is a genius, and if we can play with discipline and with speed and veracity, I think we're going to be good.
Hey, revenge of the X.
I know, right?
we do got to revenge.
Got to give this for Dez.
We got a couple of revenges. We got a couple of revenges on the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs.
Yeah, we got a list we need to make up for sure.
Big facts.
But I think it's gonna come down to, like most of y'all said, experience, which Jordan Love doesn't have. When you in the playoffs, it's totally different. He ain't never seen nothing like that. And if we at the crib, he definitely ain't seen nothing like that. So y'all know how it is when we at the house, man. That energy real different. Like that defense responds totally different. They like they go in Hulk mode.
Yeah.
So I think when he see that and see that speed, you know, our speed at home is world class.
We're built for turf. We're built for turf.
For sure.
Totally different.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna be the X factor, man. Not having that, you know, that experience and then seeing that energy on the road, and then like I said, that defense should be in his ass for real. Like I don't expect nothing less for real.
And another thing on what Matt was saying too is for like taking advantage of them and get them out of their comfort. We need to take the ball first. We need to get the ball and go down the field and score. I'm talking about first drive, that automatically behind the power curve, and then they're actually Dan can, you know, start to scheme and motivate and get them off their
turn the dog loose. When you up, you just turn the dogs loose.
I would disagree with you, and I just feel like this team in the second getting that ball in the second half is where we put that the foot on the neck. So if we got a little bit of lead at the second half, put the foot on the neck in the third quarter, and then you can cruise out to the win. I see our best wins is when we take that ball with a little bit of a lead in the second half, and then we just pour it on in the second half. And the reason why I say that and why I disagree about the second half versus the first half is if our defense is worth they snuff, we ought to get a 3 and out, or we ought to put some pressure on them. And if they score, it's okay. We're not behind schedule. But if we don't score and we go 3 and out and we get the ball first, not only behind schedule, but we on behind schedule the second half too. So
I'm gonna rebuttal that.
Go ahead.
Because this year it got to be different. We got to come out and make statement off the rip. Like, we can't be playing around with these boys. Like, we need to knock these boys out in the first round. We legit. We can't let no inexperienced team come in there and defeat us with a rookie quarterback. This is his first year under the center. We can't allow him to come in there and make the thing interesting and nothing like that. So if we legit, we need to be dropping like 24 plus in the first half, in my opinion.
Yeah. My thing too is the plus about it all is we got the experience. We've been to the playoffs quite often lately.
Too much experience.
I feel like with like I said, with their receiving core is very young. So I feel like that works into our favor. Even when they got to drop back, we just got to stop the run. If we stop the run, man, it's all you wrote. Like, we should blow them out. Truthfully.
Yeah, to piggyback on. Go ahead, Devin.
Just to address the mishaps when we start the game off, I think the biggest issue is the fact that we have to come up with points when we hit the red zone. Like, we can't miss out on points, even if it's 3. I know we don't like 3, but it has to be. We can't come up with 0. That's the issue. You cannot come up with 0. So I'm saying, if we fix that, you don't want no luck to play any parts in this game. Period. Because
take the luck in the refs out. Take the luck in the refs out.
Yeah, Devin, to piggyback off of what you were saying, at this stage of the game, we're playoff back-to-back years, 12 wins back-to-back years. I mean, at this stage of the game, it's no time for no BS. If you're not motivated based on what your history is and based on where you've been and where you're trying to get, then we can't help you. I did have one question for Matt, though, based on your comment. On the coin flip at the beginning, what you doing?
I'm always throwing heads.
What you want, defend or?
Oh, yeah, I'm a defend. I always want the ball in the second half because any jitters you got, any gaming you got, any adjustments you need to make at halftime, you got the ball to do it. And I don't see the disadvantage in it. If you're serious about it, we got the advantage. Think about their offense coming out there when that crowd is hyped, getting the ball first. The crowd is going to have the most energy off that kickoff. The loudest that stadium is going to be besides the fourth quarter, if we have to be, is going to be that kickoff. So to me, 100%. I want Jordan Love to come in that stadium and be like, I don't understand what the hell is going on because it's so loud in here. It's death-defying loud, and they got the ball first. They turn the ball over quick. We get good field position. That can go down there and put 7 on the board. You think about what we would do if we 7 on the board and we ahead of schedule because they had the ball first. That's pressure on a young team called Green Bay. To me, that's psychological win.
But doesn't that work conversely as well? I mean, if you go down and score first, and I mean, like a 7-minute drive, and you put the ball in the end zone, and you kick it off to them with that kind of momentum behind you, doesn't it basically do the same thing?
I don't think
you get the ball first in the second half, but hopefully by that time
it's situational. It just depends on the results.
I think it's situational. I just say if it's me and I'm at home and I got the crowd we got to have, I think the loudest that crowd's going to be off on the kickoff. We score 7, we're going to be loud, but you're going to start seeing people, I got to go to the bathroom, I'm going to get my beer. They're going to get relaxed. I don't want us to be relaxed. I want us to hit them hard in defense, and I want Micah to be I want them to start feeling it right away. I want Micah and
I feel you on that now.
Start hitting them hard and them not understand what's going on. To me, if you're at home, you get the ball in the second half. If you're away,
by the time
shut that crowd up.
True.
Yeah, by the time that third quarter roll around, mid-third quarter, I want their fans to get up out of there.
It ain't gonna be minute.
I don't know how many fans they're gonna have.
Yeah.
I mean, Matt. I mean, I
sprinkled in there.
Matt, I just asked that question. I mean, I don't disagree with you at all. I'm for what you said, but I just figured that was worth putting out there.
No, it's great.
I think it works both ways. I mean, it goes both ways. I think but only reason I say that because I know when you playing at home and you score and that defense come out there now, the Packers are doing double duty against the defense that's already jacked up because the offense just went and scored. And you talking about 95,000 yelling at that point.
Yes,
And
sir.
you talk about now he can't hear. I'm like I said, Matt, pretty much probably some of the same things in the beginning of the game as well. But when you got 7 on that board already, and now you go out and get a 3, now you going back to get 7 more. Yeah, it's them heads starting to roll at that point in time.
Okay.
So I was say it goes both ways.
Yeah, I don't think you could go. I mean, it's just a flip. It's a coin toss, right? It's technically a 50-50 chance or whatever you get. I just would, I always play that way when I played Madden or when I was playing football. The coaches, I always wanted the ball. I always wanted to defer and set myself up for any oops, right? And if it's not a oops, it's a foot on the throat. Whatever it is, I'm coming out that second half and I'm either destroying you or I'm making a statement to get back in this game. To me, that's the advantage of it. But I don't think you can go wrong in this particular situation because if we get up 24-0, I don't think it matters who gets the ball first and third.
Yeah.
Third. And on that note, what are y'all overall expectation of the offense? Like, who are y'all looking forward to, carrying the load and helping Dak, keep things, a course for this week?
Well, I'm looking forward to Mr. Ferguson doing his thing. He's a lighter,
Yeah.
I mean, he just stays going. I love his swag. I love his attitude. I love his hands. He's just about that business, and he'll have no problem letting you know that. So I'm looking forward to a big tight end day. If he gets off, man, it's on and popping.
Yeah, he carries big energy. He really does.
I mean, we already know what Ceedee is going to do. I mean, that's a given.
We damn sure do.
I think
that's really not even worth discussing. Ceedee's going.
It's worth discussing that, man.
Listen, I just hope that we don't change nothing in terms of that because I feel like too, if you paid attention to that last game and this bothered me, like this burns me up in my soul, is Dak tried to change the formula too because he started throwing Gallup the ball and throwing uncharacteristic throws, and I'm like, yo, dude, what you doing? Like, this ain't what we've been doing. This ain't what we've been doing. Like, no, we're not doing that.
Why Gallup?
You saw that target. You saw that damn target.
Who are you talking about?
Y'all will find. Y'all like programmers during the course of the show. Y'all will find a way.
But listen. We tried that. We tried this early in the season. We tried that. That experiment is done. Now it's the real deal. Do not change what works. Go with your go-tos. Like, we're not doing all that extra stuff.
No.
Like, that's the only thing, because in that last game, it burnt me up, him throwing him the ball a couple times, and he wasn't even open. You got a turnover. You got a turnover on one. I mean, like, what are you doing?
I have to disagree with you there, not so much because
I figured you would.
Not so much because of the fact it was Gallup, but in my opinion, when you get to this stage of the game, you need all hands on deck, and you need everybody to be productive. Why have a man on the field if you're not going to ever use him?
But what if you ain't got no hands?
Pardon me?
I said, what if you ain't got no hands?
No, I'm talking realistically. I mean, if you got weapons on the field, you need to use everything at your disposal.
Okay. I feel you. I know what you're saying, but at some point in time, it's going to become inevitable. He have to be out there and be open, and you got to throw it to him.
No, you don't. He do not have to be out there. No, he doesn't.
He don't seem like he do. For real.
Let me be real with you. And I'm gonna keep it real short. Please. The reason why he's out there is because we paying him the money to be out there. That's the only reason he's out there. We all see that he's not producing. He's not producing.
He's not.
I don't think. Then that means that's a poor management decision. Then why would you have a wasted entity on the field, 11th man doing nothing out there? I mean, that makes no sense to me.
I mean, okay, so
let me also break this down to you. So how many years have we done that? We've done that. We've done that since I've been a Cowboys fan. We always pay somebody prematurely, and they showed you something for 1 year, and all of a sudden they got money.
Well, I mean, he showed us more than 1 year. To be honest with you, but that's a different story for a different day. That's an argument that we could have going back and forth. It's just a matter of opinion. But my point is, I just don't think we need to have an entity on the field, and he's not gonna be utilized.
So
Makes no sense.
Agreed.
So I'm a kind of, y'all know how I feel about Gallup, right?
Yeah.
I'm on team, sit him to the side. So, but what I start to do is I look through it and I go, Gallup set up Ceedee a lot. So if Gallup's position on the team is to run interference, block, he does a hell of a job blocking on some of these plays. And if that's his role, then damn it, let it be his role. And so from my perspective, they got him on the field. McCarthy ain't dumb. If he on the field, it's not just to be a decoy, but sometimes it is to be a decoy. But I think he's also setting up Ceedee to get open a lot because you've got to respect his speed.
No.
Because Gallup can get down the field. And so, and look,
I don't think he got it no more, bro.
You can say whatever you want to say.
In order to be a decoy, you have to get open.
Oh, listen,
you have to be open, bro.
He's not walking. He's not out there open.
Simple football.
But
simple football, you have to be open. In order to be a decoy, you have to be able to get open.
No, to be a decoy.
We don't get that. Watching the television set, we don't get that kind of.
Man, come on, man. They got YouTube. Go watch the film. Trust me.
Bro,
I watch
all 22.
Look, if he's not open, he's also got somebody tagging him,
guarding him, right?
Guarding him. So that allows Ceedee to, if you look at some of the schemes that Ceedee gets open, it's when Gallup's on the field. When Gallup's on the field, Ceedee's getting the ball. Now, I'm gonna say,
leave him alone.
Hey, don't dilute my boy Ceedee. Ceedee's just putting their work in out in their footwork.
There's a such thing as you cannot be guarded. There's a difference.
Okay,
know the difference.
So
there are special talents in this league that cannot be guarded, and that's why they're paid the big.
But then if he's not being utilized and he's just out there, that's one man that can't double Ceedee. So I mean that he has a responsibility. Yeah. If he's not going to respect that man, if his man is not going to respect him, that allows him to go over and double Ceedee. That takes away from Ceedee's.
Let me ask y'all this. So y'all think that Ceedee Lamb is not being doubled on the field?
Oh yeah, he's being doubled.
No. I mean, he's being doubled, but I mean, now you can add another man to the mix if you got another man being useless or just out there as a decoy.
So I want to pivot the conversation off of Gallup because I just want to think about the offense in general because I actually don't know it. Ferguson is an answer, right? Ferguson is an enforcer and a set. So you said it right. To me, what's important is McCarthy sprinkle in a little bit of what they've been practicing and been ready for. I've said this in many of these forums before that I think McCarthy has been setting up things because these coaches are watching the film. And I think he's been setting some things up for the playoffs because that's what his experience is. So I think McCarthy's going to show us a little bit of something new, but also at the same time, I think he's going to continue to give Ceedee at least 10 touches. Minimum 10 targets to Ceedee, no matter what. Minimum to 10 targets.
And I'm gonna stick by what I said from weeks ago. I will guarantee you, drinks to all of y'all, that at some point in time, Michael Gallup's gonna play a big role for this team going down the wire.
And I pray you're right.
I hope you're right. But however, I think when y'all speak on this, I do feel like y'all not really paying attention to the fact y'all telling me Gallup is the one getting Ceedee Lamb open, but I guess y'all forgetting about Brandon Cooks. Cooks is the one who's getting Ceedee Lamb open. That's what y'all forgetting.
We got four.
Brandon Cooks is the one. He's the one. It ain't Gallup.
I really don't see how I personally make that determination.
Okay, Debo, I get what you're saying about that, about Cooks getting open, and he started to be more involved in the offense. But at the same time, you still have to have that third receiver that's going to actually cause some issues. As far as like scheming wise, picks, or running different routes to actually get. Now, don't get it twisted. Yes, Ceedee is getting double. Yes, he is. But still, actually, when they're running that double, Ceedee is also off the ball. So he has an actual move. They have to come down to try to get him. Who's running them interference routes over there? It has to be Gallup. And then
that's also good for. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's Tolbert and Gallup.
Hey.
Yeah, Tolbert and Gallup.
You can get John Doe to run them routes. That's all I'm saying. You can get John Doe to run them routes. You get anybody to run them routes.
Well, based on
out there, then.
based on what you said,
Gallup is John
Doe.
I was Noah Brown for 5 years.
You can get your practice squad guy and run them routes that Gallup is running. Trust me, and they might get more.
Based on what you're saying, Gallup is that John Doe.
Can that same John Doe get out there and block them?
Exactly.
Who's to say he blocking?
Oh, he got
I don't see us holding no block long enough for us to spring anything. What's the longest run we got?
Okay, but that
we got one is 1 or 2.
Now, when the receivers when they're running their routes and get open and running these long plays, when Ceedee is running these long crossing routes and stuff like that, they got to be blocking somebody.
I give you that. Yeah, I see.
They got to be blocking somebody. But I get it, Debo. He is not worth the money. He is not worth the money that they paid him. But at the same time, he does hold value. He does hold value.
So let me pivot a little bit, because what we haven't talked about was we think it's because what we're just talking about here is everything's on Dak's shoulders. In my opinion, the most important person we're not talking about is Rico Dowdle and Tony Pollard. To me, Rico, if he can get loose, they got to respect that run. That means these guys are going to start coming down the box. That makes it significantly easier for Dak. And everything. And I've seen Rico pick up so many blocks recently. And I know he was out for a while. And he's picking up some really nice blocks. So I trust him back there. I trust Pollard back there. Actually, we look better running the ball with some fresh legs at guard recently than we did with Tyler Smith and Zach Martin.
Last game.
Hey, last game we did. Last game we did.
That line looks a lot lighter.
It was Washington. I will caveat it was Washington, but at the same time, it's still NFL players, and
we had looked like that all year. You know,
we didn't look like that against Arizona or anybody else, or Carolina.
Totally.
That goes back to my theory too about the offensive line, though. The offensive line, I feel like those older guys are just getting older, man. They're not able to get to the second level as quick as they usually do.
But Pollard looked like he was running with a different sense of purpose this past
getting healthy,
regardless of
he's getting more healthy.
And he wasn't getting hit in the backfield.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. He wasn't getting hit in the backfield.
Yeah. I was saying he's getting more healthy. Like
how many
before too, he you can tell by the way he was running that he was a little hesitant. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't trust something that you can't really feel all the way. So I think now more and more the weeks going by, those leg injuries, you get stronger. You know what I'm saying? Your muscle around start to build. Then you get back to yourself. The confidence coming because we're winning. Like all that plays a part.
True.
But he also seemed to have more off tackle runs in this past game than just straight run up and by the guard and center. So I mean that helped a lot because it gave him a little bit more vision. And who that made that comment about he looked like Emmitt Smith one time? Brandon, I think Brandon, you said that when he said that little hot leg up there.
Right.
Yeah, but
and I don't want to do this, but I'm gonna do it real quick. I just want to let you know, as quiet as Gallup has been, as quiet as he's been, he got double the receiving yards that Tolbert got. He got 418 receiving yards this year, 2 touchdowns. Tolbert don't got but 200 some yards.
Gallup got 418 yards.
418 in 2013. I'm looking at it right now, and that was with 0 yards this game. He done had 2 games with 0 yards and still got 418 yards.
No, you can get the wrong year, sir. You got to be looking at the wrong year. No, he's looking at the wrong year.
I'm not looking at the wrong year. January 7th, 0 yards. He had 4 yards.
I'll be going for the season.
I'm talking about the season. 418 yards for the season. What is Tolbert got for the season?
Listen. It don't matter though. It don't matter because let me break that down to you.
Go ahead.
When you have a special receiver having the kind of year he has, all that don't even matter. We're talking about number 3 and number 4. What you need to be talking about is that number 1 and the number 2 and Brandon Cooks, who actually opened up the number 1.
Cooks doing the thing, baby.
So all that 3 and 4, them 3 and 4 ain't mattering. That's why them stats looking like that.
Well, no, those are 4 and 5 because Ferguson is the number 2.
Yep.
He's a tight end. He's in the category by himself.
Yeah. Ceedee Ferguson.
Tight end is special. Tight end just as
but
special.
But then he started using Cooks till got in the last third of the season.
Again, I like that though. But what I say, I think he's been holding on to some of these guys. Yeah. Saying I need to get them through the season.
Agreed. That's the same thing.
I think he was very purposeful about when he decided to put the gas on to some of these guys, and And you can't have that many receptions that Ceedee has, and anybody else get close. I mean, Ceedee is second in the league in yards, first in receptions, broke all of our records. Yep. You just not enough balls to go around.
Hey, yes, I can say, but one football on the field.
I mean, Dad did throw that football a lot though.
and
590 attempts this year.
But you gotta be real too. But you gotta be real too with the fact that Dak gave these boys chances now. Well, y'all seen all the games. It ain't like he not trying to give everybody a chance because he has.
But I mean, it goes back to what I said maybe the first podcast I did with you guys. Like I said that McCarthy was building his whole offense up to ramp it up by the end of the year. And it started, I mean, it's the trajectory of it is fantastic, especially with them having a playoff game at home, and everything is doing it's built up to succeed. And Dak is extending plays better than I've ever seen him do it the whole year.
It's like a well-scripted play.
It is. He's looking for the receivers to get open, and he's throwing them open too. I will say that too. He's made a lot of good passes.
He threw Tobert open that end zone.
Yeah. He threw Ceedee open on that one where he did the little look off and then came right back to him.
Oh yeah, that was sweet. Yeah,
that was nice. So I mean, he's playing some really good football, or whatever. So and like you said, Debo, he is getting them chances. And if they don't work, I like what he do. He's like, well, fuck it, I'm going back to Ceedee the rest of the game. Y'all don't want to pick it up.
All else fail.
Hey, if we could, based on what Joe started his conversation out with, if we could pivot a little bit, let's talk about the coaching matchups. You guys see here.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm gonna give the offensive genius to Green Bay. I'm gonna give the defense to us. And the difference between that offense and defense alone, just those two scores, I give our defense an A+, and I give Green Bay's offense an A. So I think
what are you basing that on, man? What are you basing that on?
I just look at what Matt LaFleur is. Matt LaFleur, right?
Yeah.
I'll just look at what he's done with the talent in this team and how he's gotten them open with a young team, and they're fast and they're spreading the ball around. You can't just center on one guy there. And so I look at that and go, to change the trajectory of a young team to get them to win later in the season, to me, that's a positive from an offensive standpoint, because that's how they've won these games. They haven't really defensively, done anything to any team that anybody else defensively haven't done to, right? When they sacking Justin Fields, I'm looking at him like Justin Fields had like half a second before they were sacking him, and I said if that will get longer than half a second, and Justin Fields holds on to the ball. So I just looking at that last game. So to me, I think we got the edge on defense, and we got a slight edge on offense. And why I say we got a slight edge on offense is because we got that maturity factor. And I think from a coaching standpoint, we got a maturity factor as well. Now, Matt LaFleur is no joke. He's talented. But we got two coaches that are talented, defense and offense. And I think special teams, I used to think we had a good special teams coach, but we've had way too many fake punts that we can't cover. It's been like 4 or 5. That's abnormal. They just
want to be looking for them.
They don't even look for him. Like, how many times this happened to y'all? They don't pull Tobert off of punt coverage, and we still getting burnt. So to me, we got some special teams.
Your bones got to tighten up. That's Coach Fossil right there.
You know what though? But you know what? I like him, bro.
I do too.
Out of all the special team coaches we've had over the years, he's been the best one in my opinion.
You know
what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why other teams are faking it, because it's unexpected. Sometimes, so it's not something you look for. So therefore, you have to give credit to the other team too, who's running it at the time that they're running it, because it is unexpected. That's how you gotta look at it.
It ain't unexpected in my house. We be looking at the TV. They gonna fake this. They gonna fake this. And I'm like, we gonna fair catch it anyway. We're going to fair catch it anyway, so why not ensure you don't get beat on the fake? The defense did their job. Keep let them off the field. We lost 2 games because of this.
You're right.
I don't
they don't keep Turpin clean. Go ahead, Joe.
I don't understand why they even had Tobert trying to cover a on the punt return anyway. He was like a lost little puppy out there when that dude got the ball. He didn't know what to do. He didn't able to go tackling, run back, or what. So, but I think that's part of the plan because they run a lot of punt block formations. And I think sometimes you got to come off that and maybe disguise it a little bit more because they see something that shows, okay, we got the fake punt, we're running it right here, and it's gonna work. And so I think that's some of the things. But I like I said, I like Bones a lot. He comes up with a lot of good things or whatever, or special team, which is very special part of the game. And they just haven't given dang, can't think of his name now. What's our return man?
Turpin.
Turpin just hasn't had opportunities this year. He just has,
but the league know what he brings to the table too.
Yep.
But in terms of what y'all was saying too about we should come out the punt block, man, we in position so many times to block the punt. I gotta disagree.
I mean, Penishai got one. He got one.
Because in that game, what's the one with Sam Williams? What game was that? He closed his eyes. He did something.
Yeah, he had to close his eyes. Ain't no way he would miss that.
So I'm saying, but stuff like that would have flipped the game. So I'm saying, so
I love that part of it or whatever. I just think that if you're gonna put somebody out there to
no, I'm just addressing that. Y'all said that we had lost the game because of that, but if he blocks that kick, to be honest, we'll probably win that game because we split the field position and we'll be in position to score.
I agree.
Yeah. That momentum will flip hard.
In talking about the coaches again, there's one person that we seem to forget is out there, and I really feel personally that he's contributing more to our offense than is being said or than we realize, and that's Brian Schottenheimer. He's always been a good OC, and I just think that he's contributing a lot more than he's being given credit for. He's a mind. He's a good offensive mind. I know he's got to be a part of this, a big part of this.
This isn't McCarthy's playbook. He's just making the calls. This Schottenheimer is mine. I completely agree. I think we're not giving enough credit for defense and for offense. I think our receivers as well as our defensive backs coach, is really elevated our receivers. And you think about it, you lose a Pro Bowl DB. You put another lockdown DB over there. You re-elevate Jordan Lewis's life. I just can't say enough about how Wilson has played. I mean, really, that's our weakest area when we want to be lazy. But when we want to lock down and play, that's a really, really tight backfield back there. So to me, our DB coach, I don't know what his name is, but
Al Harris.
A former Green Bay Packer.
Right.
Yeah, true. Hey, Al Harris is off the chain. I love that man.
I think from a motivation standpoint, from a coaching standpoint, again, Dan Quinn got an army of folks around him playing, from a coaching standpoint, and he got a mind. So Mark Schottenheimer, that's a good one too from a coach standpoint. I just think we outweighed him from a coach standpoint in totality.
I feel you. So let's pivot on over to the defense. What y'all expect from them boys? What y'all think gonna come out of their performance this week?
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I actually think I miss Vander Esch.
I do too.
I can't believe I'm saying that.
I do too.
Because as fast as those our linebackers are right now, and they fast, they out of place a lot. They are out of position a lot. And so
last game, Damone Clark looked a lot. Be like a whole different linebacker. I had to double check it. Make sure I saw
for one game. For one game, and hopefully that's a pattern.
Last game, what have you done lately?
Yeah. So if I was to tell you, if you would ask me, okay, I'm gonna take the speed of Damone Clark versus the brain of Vander Esch, I'm starting to think being smart out there is just as important. And then we know Vander Esch can stuff the run, but we know Damone Clark, he's light. He ain't got that weight on him yet. And so I just think that's our weak link in the defense. I still think our safeties have played well with Hooker and the rest of them. And when they're healthy, I think we look really good. Bell, or all of them, they come down and lay hats on folks. We already know we got Pro Bowl defensive end, defensive line. Keep Mozzie Smith off the field because he's showing his age, and that's part of the reason why I think we should beat Green Bay, because guys like Mozzie just don't know how to play like Hankins do.
I think he lighting the ass, to be honest.
That's true. To be playing at center.
You mean
I
Mozzie?
don't think he's not technically sound. I think he just technically.
I think he's too little.
He like 3-something.
Yeah, like 305.
Yes,
I mean,
but he played like he 200. Like, and some listen,
but what I'm saying
is,
if you're trying to compare him to the other run stoppers in the league, like, he's small.
I mean, Aaron Donald's small.
Yeah, but he's skillful.
yeah.
The difference.
Osa been playing good.
Yeah.
He been moving like Aaron Donald.
He's got to start to run better.
It's nasty.
His issue is the run stop.
Yeah, he runs past the run.
Hankins came back in the fold this week. The defense looked totally different. Everybody looked like they went back to the
I think Hankins is a glue.
Yeah, and okay.
Yeah. And you see the difference.
I'm gonna tell you what I saw, especially in that the Detroit game. I think they had a pretty good running game or whatever, but we was picking too many sides instead of playing the defense. So like even Michael when he had a good game, but if he loops outside, he opens a big gap, because if the man on the inside is playing head up or playing the inside, the other side, you got a big gap on the other side. They didn't do this the last game against Washington. They actually played it straight up, which clogged the lanes up. And I think Hankins had a big deal with that. So they got to go back and do that.
Somebody must have said something to Parsons on the last couple of weeks, because he definitely actually trying to defend the run now.
Right.
Boy, he was moving out the way.
Yeah.
Well, listen, he's not getting sacks because of penalties. Hold on, let me stop. We go into this a whole another subject about the fact that the dude been held and it's publicly known, and it's almost a conspiracy out there. I mean, when Parsons got to go, I don't know, whatever I did to the refs, I apologize publicly.
He's a cowboy.
Yeah, but this is ridiculous.
Territory.
Man, it's
with the territory, bro.
Yeah, that's
yeah. You're right. I think Parsons had to pivot, and he's stopping the run, and I think that's important. He got the speed to do it, and if he don't use his speed to stop the run and come down that line and crash, why are you out there just to make sacks? You tell me, Parsons keep telling us it's bigger than the game. It's a legacy. Well, then play your part.
Yeah,
right. Correct.
It's not about the sacks. It's about the win.
Devin, to answer your early question about Mozzie Smith, he's 6'3", 323 pounds.
That's grown.
I can't tell. He must have lost some weight in training camp.
He don't know how. He don't have no know-how yet.
Yeah.
He must have lost some weight in training camp, because he looked every bit of 305. He looked about 5'11".
You like a D and a D tackle. So.
Right.
You know what, Debo? He can't, he was claimed that, I bench press and I squat 1,000,000 pounds. You don't see that strength. Even if you get there, you don't see the strength. And so to me, I go,
he don't play with the leverage.
It's one thing lifting that thing in a weight room. It's another whole ball game when that thing is out there running around trying to run you over.
Yeah. He plays high. He plays really high from what I saw. I mean, what I can tell, that's why they under his pads. He plays high, and he don't get a chance to use his strength or anything, that weight that he has.
He done before he gets started. It's sad. It's sad to see.
Before he gets started. Exactly.
So let me ask y'all this though. Just like y'all said about Gallup and his sacrifice for his fellow receiving core, what do y'all say about Micah sacrificing for his fellow defensive lineman like Tank? Tank has been flashing a lot these last couple of weeks. So what do y'all say to that?
Can I answer first?
Yeah, I think you can't deny that. I mean, you know what Parsons is. He just know one direction and one speed. So he's going to command attention. But from what I've seen from Lawrence lately, a lot of that looked like self-motivation and determination that he's going to get to the ball. I got to give him his props. I don't want to let nobody else in on that. I want to go based on what I see his transformation over the course of the season. I mean, he looks like a different man out there now, and I mean, and it's showing for us. It's making a big difference. He's more prevalent to our defense than Michael Parsons right now. To me, he is right now leading our defense in terms of leadership, in terms of effort.
Yeah, it is.
All the above. I got to give the man his props.
He's
made a believer out of me.
Me too. I totally 100% back everything you just said. That is the God honest truth. Tank is doing what he do on his own. That had nothing to do with Parsons. Period.
I mean,
I think y'all say that, but go ahead.
I think the defensive line is a defensive line. There's no individuals, and when you start to play individuals on defensive line, you don't last long because coaches can scheme from that. The advantages of having Parsons move around, and now Tank moves around. When Tank stops them inside runs on the goal line that we talk about, he's not playing defensive end. He's playing tackle.
Yeah.
So
he's real effective.
And he's real effective as a tackle. So to me, the fact that they moving around that line, and because we got that level of depth, their legs are all fresh because you got Sam Williams, OC. Also, you got Hankins. Listen, that line in total, it's very difficult to say one can just survive off without the other because they play as a team.
Long as Hank is intact. If Hank is intact, our whole defense flies at that point.
Because Hankins can control the middle.
Everybody else.
Yeah.
Because Hankins is big enough to own the middle where he's not getting blown off the ball. And so because of that, the rest of these guys can feast on pass plays. And
that's because he know his job. That's because Hankins know his job. I think the other two, they don't really know per se. Like, you have to stuff the middle. Like, literally, stuff the middle.
Legit
so everybody else can fly around.
He was drafted first round. But I also want to give some credit on this is from a leadership standpoint. That is the only reason I actually like Tank the last couple of years is because when I see him off the field, when I see him on the sidelines and hear the stuff, you can see who is the motivator. He's the mouth. He's the check, right? These other guys might be getting checks and talking about how good they are and getting sacks. Tank says, "Put up or shut up." When they talk about the boys and he setting a tone, Tank is the tone for that line. And to me, that nastiness is Tank. And to me, it's translating to he has the ability to show more of that on the field. We're seeing the Tank that got that check.
Yep.
He disappeared for a little bit.
Yep.
We're seeing the Tank we've been waiting to see.
Right.
Yeah. And
I think he been there. He just do the dirty work. He don't everything he does doesn't show up. He does a lot for them boys, like especially in the run defense. He's one of the best rated run defense players ever.
Yeah.
But that's not how I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with you 100%. But that's not how we measured him prior to this.
Because that's unfair.
Yeah, that's not how we really looked at him. We looked at him as a sack master. If he ain't getting sacks, but which is not fair to him. But I agree 100% with what you're saying. But that's not how we measured him prior to this season. You know what I'm saying? If it makes sense.
No, it does.
It makes sense, but I don't. You can't say you're one of the best run stuff in anything. What are the Achilles heel of the Dallas Cowboys is run defense. Well, he the best of us, but we all know
how they grade him from his side. They ain't running much on his side,
right? But again, I say the defensive line is a unit. I don't consider these individuals.
Agreed.
So,
but I would like to see some of these other guys flash a little bit more because given what you're saying, that leaves them more opportunity to make plays. And I just don't see the plays from the defensive tackles at other positions that we should be seeing in terms of
Dante Fowler. I
was just about to say his name. And I'm gonna tell you what, he might not be playing enough on rundowns. I think Fowler's not playing enough on rundowns because he actually has that pop to actually make a tackle in the backfield. So I'm saying I feel like he's not enough out there when we need him to be.
Yeah, I remember you saying he does have a high motor, man. Yeah, he
does. So I feel like the chemistry, I feel like they didn't figure that part out yet on who having what, because I feel like he's more of a run stopper too. He sees the play, he see what's going on faster than the other D linemen too.
Now Gallimore makes plays. I
don't play much.
Neville, he don't play much.
Yeah.
Again, these guys, we got depth there. It's the same thing we talked about wide receivers. If Ceedee getting the ball, it don't really matter how many wide receivers you got. I mean, you look at the stats. We can say all we want to say who disappeared, but really ain't nobody close. I mean, what is Ceedee got like 137 receptions. The next closest person is like 70. They double them up. So, and then it goes precipitously down from there. So I just think that we got high motor guys. We got a lot of guys, but what are we not talking about right now at our defensive line? Let's knock on wood. They're not injured, and they look fresh. And that's and I think that's the value of having that depth. And that's the value of not overplaying these guys, even though they've been asking for it. You follow them on Twitter, they asking to play more.
Yeah. They legit too deep. They could run an 8-man, you know what I'm saying? They could run 4 off and 4 on at any point in time and still have the same effectiveness.
We have 8 starters.
Exactly. Because I think Sam and should play more. I mean, I really do. I mean, I really think they should play more on that end. You know, Sam was the number 2 outside linebacker behind Will Anderson when he was at Old.
He sure was.
You got in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's the only thing, you know, that. But I think he should literally play more on that end or whatever. And then you still use it. You can utilize moving Michael around. Don't stick him in one place and just let him say go win or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I think they need to do, and I think they did do a little bit more of this last game. They moving him around a lot more, and it caused more havoc because now he can freelance a little bit more as long as he plays within the scheme of the damn defense.
True.
And you're always playing defense against an offensive coordinator and an offense, right? So as you move throughout the season, Michael was lining up against the guards and just hammering guards left and right. All of a sudden, that didn't work the same.
Exactly.
True.
So offensive coordinators can watch tape too. So I think it's a chess match to some degree as well.
That's real. All right, let's transition to y'all predictions, man. How y'all think this first round matchup gonna be for us, man? Joe, let me let you go first. What you think we're gonna do?
I still see us winning. I think we hopefully put that foot on their neck early so it don't even be a game. Right. But just don't let them get momentum. Just don't let them get some crazy little fluke plays like Washington did last week, block punt and missed field goal, and like
we should be done with that.
Go Ceedee fumbles at the 1-yard line. These games shouldn't even be close like that Detroit game was. So as long as they stay in and stay within themselves or whatever and play and don't try to do too much, just do what's asked or whatever. And then we should come out on top easy and looking for round 2. Come out. My main thing, I just want to come out healthy. It's a matter of if the scores on the opposite end, but you talk about us needing to be the road is built for us to go, and this is just the first step. So I see at least us putting up 35 again easily or whatever. I'm gonna say 10-13 or whatever, 35-13 Cowboys.
I like that. All right, politician, what you got?
Yeah, I was thinking about this today. I knew this question was going to come up, and I started to think through what our average is at home. I know it's the playoffs. I don't think we're going to precipitously fall off from our average. So I think we average about 39.5 points at home. I'm going to say we're going to get 37 at home. And I think our defense holds teams to under 20. So I think they're going to get 17. So I say 37-17, just doing the statistical analysis of where we should be. Understand this is a playoff, so some fluctuation there. But I think if we do the things we need to do and come out strong, they're going to score. But I think they're going to be on. I think that 17, that 7 will come in the fourth quarter in jump time at 4 minutes left, and they're going to be trying to do something. I really do think we're going to be ahead. To all that to say, that 37-17 only happens when we take care of business.
Right.
We win the turnover battle. And we dominate the team where we can start running the ball when we want to, and we force them into passing situations because our team is built to stop the pass, and because we're on turf, we're fast. We're faster than almost everybody else. That does give me pause because Green Bay is fast, but at the same time, I think if we play disciplined ball, we don't let anything come over the top, and we don't let big splash plays. If they got to score a touchdown, we're going to make them work for it. They're going to work for their 17. and we're gonna eat them up on our 37. So that's my prediction for today.
All right, Dad, go ahead. What you got?
The two preceding gentlemen made my prediction a lot easier for me. So I'm going to take a combination of both of them. I'm going to take a 35 from Joe and a 17 from the politician. I really feel that we'll have a game similar offensively to this past game we just had. I'm going to give Green Bay some props because, like I said, Jordan Love is playing at another level right now. So I don't see them not getting at least 2 touchdowns along the way, however that may come in, maybe a field goal. But I'm giving them their props coming in, but I see us having another 30-plus game, and to me, those numbers sound good, so I'm going to go with that 35-17.
Dope. Debo, what you got?
I'm going to go, okay, so how Dad always used to say, this year's a little different, right?
It is.
It is.
So they'll get 1 touchdown.
Dang,
They get
they
2
won.
field goals to follow. I mean, of course, we ain't going to go perfect. Offense probably fire early and get what they need to get. And then we'll probably slow down just a little bit towards the end of the game. But I can see the 35-13. That's my prediction. Like Joe was saying too, I don't want to see no injuries. So I'm saying I want to see the bigger picture. I just hope that we can get out scotch-free.
Yep.
The little nigga here and there, that comes with it. But for the most part, I would like to come out clean. So that's my biggest thing.
Well, I'm last. My prediction, I think, is going to be 41-20. I think Dak is going to have a clean game. I think Hankins being back, we're going to contain Aaron Jones, which is going to be Jordan Love's safety valve. We're going to take that away from him. We're going to force a few turnovers, get some sacks on him for sure. So 41-20, I'm very confident in. Like they don't score at some points. Like you said, they got a lot of talent, and Aaron Jones is healthy and he is legit. But other than that, I think the turnovers and lack thereof on our side is going to be the difference, and we're going to handle business.
Yeah, I think what we've all said here is we're counting these scores count on our defense getting the ball. The challenge is we're facing a team that doesn't give the ball up. So we've got to change and we're a team who takes the ball. So something's got to give, and I think we're gonna continue to push forward, and they're gonna give. Aaron Jones doesn't fumble the ball, and obviously Jordan Love hadn't thrown any interceptions hardly this season. So I think potentially both happen.
Hey, can I add one more little segment here, Mr. Moderator? Mind. I'd like to give us a chance. Everyone make a prediction as to something one event that's going to happen to the game that's maybe not far-fetched, but you can see it happen. Give everybody a chance to make one of those, and then we can take it on out.
All right.
I'll start.
Go ahead.
I'll say that DeRon Bland's going to have another interception this game.
I'll do you one better. He'll have a pick 6.
Okay.
My prediction, I would say that Pollard will sprint out for a 50-yard touchdown at some point in the game.
I like that.
I like that.
Gotta change the whole playoffs right there.
Yes, sir. Boy, getting stronger.
Facts.
Matt, you want to go first? Well, I'm gonna say Gallup is gonna have a touchdown.
Well, buy you a bottle. Hey, if you get a goddamn touchdown, I'm gonna get you a bottle, bro.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
Hey, it must be Cooper Rush gonna throw it through.
You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You go buy him and me a bottle.
You're right. I'm gonna get y'all a gallon, a gallon per gallon. And that's the clip right there.
Hey, listen, Joe. You must be good on that one because it's exactly what I was going to say.
Hey, look, that's why I asked you, did you want to go first? Because I thought you might have said the same thing.
I'm thinking Gallup's going to get a touchdown back in the end zone, toe tap. Gallup's going to get it. But let me pivot because I think something else is going to happen. I think we're going to have a multi-sack game. I think we're gonna have 5 sacks in total. I think we're gonna have 5
definitely gonna win.
So, so that's my prediction. The defensive line, the unit I've been talking about, we're gonna have 5 sacks. Parsons might have at least 2 of those.
I can dig it.
I can dig that.
Yeah, man. Well, on that note, we're gonna wrap up this Whiskey Wednesday, man. We appreciate y'all tapping in with us. You know, y'all like, subscribe, and comment, man, all day. Y'all fellas got anything for them?
Man, pleasure being with y'all. Much love.
Always.
Go Mob.
Go Mob.
Happy Founders Day again, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, folks.